Welcome back, Helldivers, for another quick weapon review. Today, we're taking a hard look at the SG-225SP Breaker Spray&Pray, a semi-automatic shotgun that follows in the footsteps of the SG-225, but trades precision for a wide, mostly horizontal spread of birdshot pellets. On paper, it seems built for clearing out swarms and close-quarters combat. But will it actually perform when the battlefield demands results? You can unlock this weapon on page 9 of the Helldivers Mobilised War Bond for 60 medals. But is it worth it? Let's find out. Each shot unleashes 16 searing 3mm pellets, cutting through flesh and weak armour alike with 330 total damage. A reminder that quantity has a quality all its own. The 26-round drum magazine ensures a sustained barrage, keeping the enemy on the back foot as you purge them in the name of Super Earth. Reloading takes 3 seconds, though a practiced hand can cut that to 2.1 seconds with a tactical reload, because a Helldiver who hesitates is a dead one. Stagger force is minimal, but you aren't here to make a statement. You're here to kill. It's equipped with a duckbill muzzle forcing a wide horizontal spread, ensuring lightly armoured swarms never get close enough to make you sweat. With only light armour penetration rating of 2, this weapon won't be cracking exoskeletons or steel plating. But that's not its purpose. It's for the close-range slaughter of anything foolish enough to charge you. And in that role, it excels. With that in mind, this weapon is not designed to bring down the true monstrosities of the battlefield, but it will annihilate the lesser swarms that dare to press your position. The unrelenting tide of filth will break against its horizontal spread, leaving nothing but mangled corpses and the stench of burnt flesh in your wake. However, against the armoured horrors of the front lines, it is little more than an irritation. A strong secondary or well-placed support stratagems are essential for threat level 10 missions, because only a fool faces the abyss with a single tool and expects to walk away. So how does it perform while you're knee deep in the shit? Let's talk about the Terminids first. Because if there's ever a battlefield where this weapon shines, it's wading through a tide of horrors. The Breaker Spray&Pray is an obvious contender for best in class when it comes to tearing through shriekers and smaller swarms. It delivers relentless, close-range devastation, though it does burn through ammo quickly, forcing frequent reloads. That said, the number of extra magazines felt adequate, ensuring sustained combat effectiveness, so long as you don't get caught dry at the wrong moment. To compensate for its lack of armour penetration, I brought a medium penetration sidearm and paired it with a light machine gun for additional support. This loadout worked well for general extermination, but when it came to Bile Titans and Chargers, the Breaker simply didn't have the stopping power. Without heavy options, they became drawn-out engagements, forcing reliance on teammates to carry some of the weight. A better alternative might be running a machine gun turret to handle the swarms, while a recoilless rifle would ensure Chargers and Titans don't become a prolonged problem. Against the Illuminate, I expected the Breaker Spray&Pray to excel at purging the voteless, while struggling against the medium-tier abominations. I wasn't entirely wrong, but I wasn't entirely right either. Even against the lesser swarms, this weapon failed to deliver the sheer brutality I expected. The duckbill muzzle spread, while effective in theory, made it difficult to land clean, lethal shots, forcing more rounds per kill than should ever be necessary in a righteous purge. Against their medium-tier units, you might as well be throwing pebbles at a tank, as the breaker's lack of penetration renders it completely ineffective. This is not a weapon suited for cleansing the so-called enlightened filth. If you find yourself marching against the Illuminate, do yourself a favour and bring something that hits harder. This shotgun will only disappoint you. Against the Automatons, this weapon held its own better than expected. I was able to drop berserkers and even devastators with well-placed shots, proving that raw firepower can still humble even the cold, unfeeling machines. Given how many of them are clad in armoured plating, I anticipated the breaker to struggle, but it performed above expectations. The wide horizontal spread seemed to naturally seek out weak points, slipping between gaps in plating and tearing into exposed components. While it won't be your go-to choice for cracking the toughest mechanical threats, it delivers enough pain to make these soulless husks falter, if only for a moment before they collapse into the dirt where they belong. Now let's get to my overall opinion after deploying with this weapon. The Breaker Spray&Pray performed better than expected, but that doesn't make it a top-tier choice for the battlefield. I've always believed that every weapon has its place in a coordinated fire team, and the Breaker is no exception. In the right hands, with a Helldiver disciplined enough to manage its limitations, it can deliver results. But let's be honest, most Helldivers aren't going to have the expertise or patience to make this weapon truly shine. I know I struggled at times, especially in lethal threat level missions, where its shortcomings became painfully obvious. It simply doesn't bring enough raw stopping power to justify running it over more reliable options. Because of that, I can't rate it very high. And after making this video, unless the Super Earth techs rework it, I will never use it again. Helldivers deserve tools of absolute destruction, not weapons that demand perfection just to break even. Now get out of my sight. I have no use for underperforming tools, and even less patience for wasted potential. This war demands excellence, not excuses. If a weapon can't pull its weight, it belongs in the scrapyard, not in the hands of a Helldiver. Dismissed.